Hi, today we are going to see about human physiology. So this is the another part of medical biotechnology. And as generally, what do you know about human physiology? And there are so lot of important things which we can see it in human physiology. So first, physiology is the science of studying functional activities and mechanisms in biological bodies. For example, how the heart automatically beat continuously, and the term physiology, what which means to us. So physics, which means nature, and logos means study. And here we have history of physiology. The Aristotle emphasized the relationship between structure and function. So you can clearly remember, so what is real structure? Okay. So if there is a physical object as a surface, if you touch it, so that will be some form of structure. Okay. That that you can easily sense it. Okay. So that could be a structure. If any role can be done by this structure, we'll be calling it as the function. The Galen was the first scientist to perform to know the functions of body. So in ancient time, he was considered as the father of physiology, and recent time and modern physiology, uh, Claude Bernard. So he is the person, that is the scientist. He did so many experiments to prove that physiology has significant role with the structure and function. And field of physiology. So in field of physiology can be divided into many types of physiology. For example, viral physiology, bacterial physiology, cellular physiology, plant physiology, human physiology, and many more subdivisions. The human physiology is the science of studying the role of physiological function in human body. For example, we have seen, like we have talked about viral, bacterial, cellular, plant physiology, how it is interacting with the neighbor cells or the host or the foreign materials, in which way, which is making a function in the certain organisms, can be any type of organism from plants to animals, viral, bacterial, or any form of organism within that, there would be chances of having the cellular rules. And also here we have the function and process. So as a function, there is a term name called teleological, and for process, there is another term name called uh, mechanist approaches. In teleological, the purpose are the functions. Why does something exist? Okay. And why does it need to be done? And if it is a mechanism, and there, what are the process which is involved in some kind of function? Okay. So this is the relationship between teleological and mechanical. So teleological, which indicates why it is happening. Okay. Why it need to be done. Whereas the mechanism which involves why it is happening. So here we have clear definition between process and functions are the mechanism and the teleological. In process, there is the mechanism. How do we breathe? Okay. For example, in another form, the functions. Why do we breathe? Why we need to breathe? Okay. So and another one thing, like how does blood flow? So blood flow will happen within the vessels. And why does blood flow need we need, okay, to function of particular organ? Similarly, how do we RBC transport oxygen? And similarly, for the functions, why do we RBC transport oxygen to the different organs? Okay, so for the functions of particular organs which need to be transported. So the process and functions which is more related, and which is depends on each other. And here we have the levels of structural organization. So levels of structural organization, for example, here you can able to see that the chemical level. So chemical level, the atoms, which will be here, you can able to see that. So this is the atoms. So these atoms which combine to form particular molecules. This is the molecule, DNA molecule. So atom in the sense can be oxygen or hydrogen, carbon, which all together makes particular molecules. Okay, not only these three, nitrogen we have, and phosphate we have sulfur, we have so many molecules or the atoms which is available to make particular form of molecule. So that's what here we have. And next one, the cell level. This is the cell level. So this is the particular cell level, and molecules forms particular organelles such as nucleus, mitochondria, which make up cells. Okay. So from atoms, that is the elements, from the elements to the molecule, certain length of molecules. So these molecules will try to build it as the particular organelles within the cells, and this organelles will try to make it as a complete functional cell. Once the cell, which is the active cell, is available, and next stage would be the tissue level. In tissue level, many cells will be together, will form as a together, and from there you will get particular tissue. Okay, and the similar cells and surrounding material makes a particular tissue. So here you can able to see the tissue. Okay, so this is tissue and organ level. So different tissue combines to form organs such as urinary bladder. Not only urinary bladder, there are other organisms which have significant role in making particular organs. Okay, so first, the tissue can be different tissue, maybe different types of cells forms the respective tissue and the different tissue which makes particular organ. Okay, so here you can able to see that. So this is the organ. Okay, and next we have, here we have the organ, and we have organ system level. In organ system level, such as urinary bladder and kidney and makeup and a particular organ system. So this all will be connected at a one place, and which will make it some flow of function. So that will be the organ system level. At last, so from this types of organ system level, we'll try to build it as a particular organism. So that would be a human being here. And again, we have cell structure and function. So cell structure, as we know that cell, and from the extrafluid and intracellular fluid, and from extracellular fluid we have the plasma membrane, and again cytoplasm. From cytoplasm you will have cytosol and organelles and membrane organelles, without membrane organelles. So there are different parts of cell organelles will be put together, and their functional roles have been listed out here. So here we have some more organelles, the detailed structure they have indicated here, peroxisomes, and we have lysosomes, enzymes, digestive enzymes producing vesicles, and microvilli for increase the absorption rate, and Golgi apparatus, so which is very important thing, like the package of proteins, and nucleus. So this is the one of the important area at the organelles where our uh, genomic DNA which is present, and the endoplasmic reticulum, so which also have a significant role in synthesis of proteins molecules. And also there are two types endoplasmic reticulum. We have smooth endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and we have ribosomes. Again, so this is another important thing for protein synthesis, and mitochondria. This is the powerhouse of cell, and cytoskeleton, so which makes a particular structure for the entire cell. So here we have levels of structural organization. So levels of structural organization, as we start with the atoms, and from the atoms to the molecules, and from the molecule to particular tissue. So tissue will have a single type of cells, okay, which was formed by the molecules, and molecule will be single nature. So that is the particular tissue, And tissue can be classified into four different major classes. So the first one, epithelial tissue, and second one, connective tissue, and third one, muscle tissue, and fourth one, neural tissue. The first one, epithelial tissue. In epithelial tissue, covers exposed surface, okay, the rows, and lines internal passage bays and chambers, and also produces of gland, glandular secretions and connective tissues where you have fills internal spaces and provides structural support and stores energy. And the third one, muscle tissue, where we have contract to produce active movement. And fourth one, neural tissue, which contains electrical impulse and carries information. So these are the very four major tissues which has very significant role and depends on the special places. The places depends on the places and where it is existing based on that where is its function. Key themes in physiology. So the first one, hemostasis. The hemostasis are the body system work together the integration of function and internal and external failure of hemostasis and communication and movement across the cell membrane. So vital to integration and also hemostasis. And also we have cells which will be communicate with other cells and tissues and organs. So here we have important organ system. So here you can able to see that hair and skin and integumentary system. In integumentary system, we have skin and structures derived from it are nails and oil sweat glands and function. If you see that protects the body, the skin which protects the body, not only the skin, the organs also protects the body and regulates the body temperature, the skin and hair, and eliminate the base through the skin, which can able to eliminate the and receive certain stimuli that is the statical temperature and pain. So the skin and the hair, nails and the oil sweat glands, which can be able to protect us and regulate the body temperature and also eliminate the waste and receive certain stimuli that is the statical and temperature and pain. So these are the very important things carried out by the skin and organ, sorry, hair. And next, we have the other organ systems where we have skull and clavicle and sternum, and then you have humerus, and then vertebral column and radius, and then you have ulna and femur, and the other side you have ribs, pelvis, tibia, and fibula. So these are the skeletal system. So if you see the functional roles and the definition, where you can able to see that bones and cartilages and ligaments which steadily holds the bones at the joints. And also if you see the function, provides body support and protection and permits movements and leverages and produce blood cells, hemos, uh, hematopoiesis and store minerals. So these are the few functions which can be carried out by the skeletal system. So here we have the another one, uh, organ system. In organ system, so the muscular system which has significant role. Organ system like temporal and pectoral major and biceps, uh, brachii, brachii and rectus, abdomen and staturus, and then femoris and gastrocnemius. So these are the few muscular system which have significant function. If you see the definition, the skeletal muscles of the body and their tenderness attachment. And if you see function, there we have affects body movements and maintain posture and then produce body heat. So these are the very significant functions for human body. And next one we have lymphatic system. So if you see the definition, which consists of lymphatic vessels and lymph nodes and other lymphatic organs. So if you see the function, removes foreign substance from the blood and lymph and compact the diseases so it can be able to withstand and fight against any type of diseases and maintains tissue fluid balance and absorbs dietary fats from the digestive tract and also returns tissue fluid to the heart. And if you see the lymphatic system parts and the from tonsil, so which starts with the tonsil and the cervical lymph node and the mammary plexus and thorax duct and the spleen and inguinal lymph node and the other side we have thymus, axillary lymph node and lymphatic vessels. So these are the very basic parts which will be available in the lymphatic system. So next one we have respiratory system. So in respiratory system, the body organs which concern with the movement of respiratory gases, that is the oxygen and CO2. So again, from pulmonary blood within the lungs, particular lungs. So the conduction of oxygen within the body through the body, that is the inhaling and exhaling of this CO2 outside. Okay. After utilization of all this oxygen, which will be converted into carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide has to be pushed it outside the body through lungs and which can be easily carried out from the different vessels and lymphatic vessels and heart, which will purify the blood also. And if you see the function where we have which supplies oxygen to the blood and eliminates carbon dioxide, also helps to regulate acid-base balance, and Panax is the part of digestive and respiratory system. And where you can able to see that nose, so which starts with the nose and nasal cavity and pharynx and larynx and trachea and bronchi and we have at last we have the lung rolls. So next one we have organ system. So organ system types we have, that is the same digestive system. So in digestive system, there are a lot of organs which have the role. Even the respiratory system, our lymphatic system, our other organal system, our muscular system, which has significant role. And altogether, this digestive system, which makes the human body very functional. So the body organs that render indigested foods absorbably. And if you see the functions mechanically or chemically, which breaks down the foods for cellular usages and eliminated undigested food. So this is very, very important area, and which will start with the salivary gland, which is in the mouth and pharynx and oral cavity, and also esophagus and stomach, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, liver, gallbladder, appendix, and rectum. At last, we have the anus. So if we see that the stomach from salivary gland, which will try to synthesize lots of enzymes which needed by the particular human body, and also the esophagus and esophagus, which will try to absorb the nutrition in the food, and also the pancreas, which will try to synthesize different types of enzymes, and also the small intestine, which have certain chemicals molecules, and also in large intestine also will have digestion capability or grinding nature with the utilization of different enzymes, and also the liver, gallbladder, which will try to digest all this food material, and also even a gallbladder which will try to filter out all the contents, and after extracting of all this nutrition and which can be absorbed by the human body or respective organelles, the excrete material will be pushed into the appendix. Once it is pushed into that, and which will move to the rectum, and from the rectum which will move into the anus. So next one we have organ system. So in the organ system, the brain, spinal cord, nerves, sensory organs such as the eye and ear, so which has very significant role. So that is the nerves. So without nerves, you can't have any sensation or any functional role. Okay, maybe someone have been affected with some kind of coma, so their senses has been completely prevented due to the coma condition. So the brain is very important thing, and spinal cord and nerves through the body and sensory organs and such as eye and ear, not only eye and ear, and also the skin sensation also very important. Even nose, which is the sensation, even our tongue, which has some sort of sensation throughout our body. And also, if you see the function role, detects and responds to the changes in the internal and the external environments, enables reasoning and memory, and regulates body activity. So these are the very important things. So which is if any external signal which is attached to our surfaces or skin, which will try to respond to that signal or the changes. It can be external or internal level, depends on the external factor. After that enables reasoning. So why this happen? So is there any cure or any remedy which is needed by the particular human system? So that can be reasoning and memory, which will be memorized if again same incident which happens, so which will try to prevent as soon as possible. And regulates body activity. So that also very important. And then we have as a list, entire list, we have nerve system. So it starts with the brain and spinal cord and nerves throughout our body and cardia, equina. So these are the very important parts of the nerve system. So next one we have very important area. Next one we have the endocrine system. So endocrines are the hormones. So endocrine and the exocrines are very controlling uh, molecules which will be targeted throughout our body to control the entire functional roles. Okay. So if you see the definition, and hormones producing glands, the glands are very, very important. So which starts with the hypothalamus, pineal gland, and pituitary gland, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, adrenal gland, and pancreas, ovaries, and testicles. And if you see the function, control and integrates the body function via hormones secreted into the bloodstream. If you see the parts of the glands, so which starts with the hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal gland, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, adrenals, pancreas, ovaries, and testes. So these are the very important uh, endocrine system which can control some sort of functional and maintaining healthy state of human body and also sexual desire by the different organs. And next one we have cardiovascular system. So in cardiovascular system we have uh, the heart. The major part is the heart, and the heart which contains vessels which carries blood and blood constituents, that is the lymph through the body and function transport the respiratory gases, that is the oxygen and CO2, and then nutrition, waste, hormones, protects against diseases, and fluid loss, helps regulate the body temperature and acid-base balance. And if you see uh, the cardiovascular system types, which starts with the carotid artery, and then jugular vein, and then superior vena cava, and the pulmonary trunk, heart, branchial artery, and aorta, and inferior vena cava, and femoral artery and vein. So this all this significant cardiovascular system which has been spread out throughout the body, entire human body. So which will try to control all our parts of human body, and which will regulate and it will try to maintain the same conditions for entire time. Okay, if anything happens in that heart or the cardiovascular system, there will be chances of the functional roles will be prevented completely. That is the transport respiratory systems, our nutrition based extract, our hormone signaling, our protection against diseases, our fluid loss, our body temperature maintaining our acid base balance. So all these functions can be easily prevented if anything happens in the cardiovascular system. So next one is the urinary system. So this is the another important organ system. So where the organs that operates and removes waste from the blood and to eliminate the urine from the body. So if you think that, so we have taken minimum of 3 to 4 liters of water per day, which actually can be which can be varied from 2 to 4, depends on the person's weight and their thirstiness. They can have different quantity. Okay, so this fluid molecule will try to dissolve all the food material which we have taken in, and also the toxic which is produced from the food material or the metabolism which has happened within the body, through that the extract will be uh, pushed out into the organs. So those extracts can be easily collected through the fluid system, and then which can be put into the particular blood system. So in this case, the functions will be the waste from the blood and regulates the chemical composition and volumes and the electrolyte balance of the blood, and also helps to maintain acid-base balance of the body. So if you see the kidney parts and the urinary system parts, which starts with the kidney and the ureter and the urinary bladder and the urethra. So these are the four major parts. So here you can able to see that. So I have taken some kind of water, and this water, so which will try to um, dissolve all this waste material or toxic material, and also from the blood, the toxic material or waste material can be collected and regulated, can be regulated particular organs and through the chemical composition variation, and also the volume can be adjusted. Maybe if my blood which has the 1 liter, 1 liter or half liter of water within that, that is the waste, so my urinary tract will push it into the outside by urine, and after that the excessive um, the toxic or the waste, which again will be filtered out on the urinary bladder. Okay, so in this case, so the volume can be easily adjusted. Maybe the quantity can be easily reduced to the minimal quantity, or the required volume can be easily extracted from all the places. Okay, and also the electrolyte balance of the blood system. So that is very important for a for smooth functioning of the human body, and also helps maintain the acid base balance of the body. So this is also part of electrolytes, and through that, so we should maintain a particular state of the human body. And here we have the reproductive system. There is a female and male reproductive system, and so body organs that produce and stores, transports, and reproductive cells. That is the gamete in the form of sperm and ova. So the function mainly reproduce the organism and produce these six hormones. In the earlier cases, we have seen the hormonal states. So, so this is the part of it. So here in male reproduction system, we have ductus deferens, and then seminal vesicle, and prostate gland, and testis, penis, and epidermis. And in female reproductive system, we have mammary gland, so that is in happening in the breast, and uterine tube, and ovary, uterus, and then vagina. So these are the parts which is available in the respective reproductive system, so which carries its a significant role for reproduction of human beings. Next, we have organ system interrelationship. So organ system interrelationship, so which can be starts with the digestive system and respiratory system. And once the digestive system, the food intake will happening, and respiratory system where the oxygen and carbon dioxide in and out will be happening, and cardiovascular system which will pump the blood through the body, and also urinary system which will try to filter out the all the waste material through the body, and then which will be happening in the urine, and again the nutrition can be easily absorbed, and the again we have the feces system, so where everything will be extracted out. So all this depends on the organ system to meet their survival needs, and the organ system works cooperatively to perform necessary life functions. So here we have the body fluids, body compositions body composition like protein related substance 18 percentage, and fat 15 percentage, minerals 7 percentage, and water is 60 percentage in an average adult male. So here we have body fluids, and which is the extracellular fluid and the intracellular fluids. And extracellular fluids, uh, one third of volume in the that is the volume of fluids in the body, that is 33% of total body water, and it contains ions, nutrition needed for cellular life. And extracellular fluid is further divided into um, interstitial fluids and plasma. The interstitial fluid, which can be fluid between the cells, and plasma, fluid portion of the blood. And whereas the intracellular fluid, which is the fluid inside the cells, and the two-third volume of fluids in the body, that is 67% of the total body water content. So this is the fluid compartment, and here we have the fluid compartment, 60% of body weight, and extracellular fluid, that is one third, 23% of material, and 20% of body weight, and the intercellular fluid, and where we have again 67% of water content, and again 40% of body weight. And from extracellular, again we have the plasma, which is 25% of extracellular fluid, and 5% of body weight, and interstitial fluid, which is 70% of extracellular fluid and 50% of body weight. And there is a third category, transcellular fluid, that is ECF, CSF, and intraocular, and pleural, and peritoneal, and pericardial, and synovial, and digestive secretions. So these are the few things which will be available in the extracellular fluid. And again, next we have the body fluid compartment. In body fluid compartments, we have total body water, and intercellular fluids, and plasma, interstitial fluids, and extracellular fluids, and their respective value, which is provided here. So total body water 42%, and ICF 28%, and ECF 14%, and plasma 33%, and ICF that is 11%. The difference between ECF and ICF, so the respective ions and cations and anions, which is varied in the extracellular fluid and intracellular fluid, and also the nutrition also will be varied from one place to the another, and based in extracellular fluid, which can be a carbon dioxide, urea, uric acid, excessive water, and ions can be available in extracellular fluid. How the substance which enters and leaves the cells, so this is how which will be happening. Freely permeable membrane, and selectively permeable membrane, and the impermeable membrane for the selective molecules. And this is how the functional role will be happening in the fluid system, and also the material how it is processed. And here we have the hemostasis, the maintaining of state, that is the temperature, and maybe different water content, or the acid base balance, or the electrolyte balance. So here we have the hemostasis regulation, which can be a receptor and control and the effector. So as a part, we have the receptor afferent pathway integrating or controlling entry, and the nephrin pathway and the effector. And we have the mechanism can be a negative feedback mechanism or the positive feedback mechanism. So through that, it will be easily regulated the human body. If anything needs in a positive way, so there it will try to trigger it and switch it on, and which will continuously produce the effector molecule to control the certain function. Whereas the negative feedback mechanism, if there is excessive production, so which has to be stopped, and in that case, so which will try to bring out the reverse state to the that particular organ or a particular state. So here we have some basic information about the home carry and the negative feedback mechanisms, and maybe a decrease in the blood glucose, and a decrease in the blood pressure, and also in positive feedback mechanism, and also it can be clotting and protein and uh, digestion, sorry, uh, clotting, protein digestion, and temperature of about 100 degrees Celsius, which can, if it is a furtherly increased, which has to be maintained. And thank you so much for listening